I mean? What do you love? Allah and His Messenger, but you also love, what else about the Shahada do you love?
What it implies.
What it implies.
And the person who says it.
And everyone else who says the Shahada for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you also love them also, right? So this love is, it starts with Allah and His Messenger, it's what the Shahada teaches, and it's love between us who also say the Shahada among ourselves, right? So subhanAllah, it's a great station to be in, and it's a very difficult one to attain also. And then finally, what is on the board here is those two obvious conditions, which we said the first one is a condition that we address the issue of rejecting a taghut, the false gods, and then finally the one that says the Muslim has to adhere to all the conditions of the Shahada. So there's an ayah in the Quran that really talks about the moment that we enter our graves. And then when you enter your graves, as we know, what happens when you enter your graves as soon as you're buried? What happens to the body? What happens to the soul? What happens to the person that's in the grave? Let's put it that way. What happens?
The soul is put back to the body.
Soul is put back to the body, and then what happens? Questioning. Right? By who? Huh? Munkar and Nakir, right? The two angels, right? Okay, so what do they ask you? Man Rabbuka, who is your Lord, right? And what is your answer to be? That Allah is my Lord, right? Okay. So let me ask you a question. Now let's say you've studied that. You came to my halaqah and you know, hey, there's a question that's asked, and the question is Man Rabbuka, and our answer should be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is my Rabb. Right? Okay. So let's say you know this. But Dr. McGregor also knows this, isn't it? I don't mean to pick on him, I can pick on anyone else. John Esposito also knows this. Okay? Because they studied Islam. Karen Armstrong knows this too. Because they studied Islam. They know that Muslims believe when you enter your grave, you are asked this question. Well, so can he answer and he'll be fine?
Nobody can answer unless they have true faith.
Nobody can answer unless they have true faith. Right? You guys agree? And so where does the true faith come from?
Shahada.
Somebody say, yeah?
Shahada.
The Shahada. And who are those who will be allowed to answer on that day? The ones who had fulfilled the conditions of the Shahada. This is what the ulama, they say about how important the conditions of the Shahada. Don't take them lightly. You might be, dozing off in the class a little bit, that's fine. But don't take them lightly. Do not take them lightly. I need for you to study them, know them, apply them, use them, etc. Why? Because of that ayah that says that, do you know the ayah? Who knows the ayah? That confirms that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you this firmness, a sense of commitment, if you practice the Shahada here, and then يوم يقوم الحساب, or rather in the grave, He will allow you to be able to answer back. What is the ayah? If you know this ayah, I will give you $50 right now. No, it's not in Surah Al-Kahf. You memorize Surah Al-Kahf? But it's not in Surah Al-Kahf. Looks green to me. Look at it. Camera can get it right here. $50, guys. Who knows this ayah? Oh my God. Who has taken my course before, Introduction in Islam? Some people have been in that course before. Ah, you've been in that course. I know. I've seen, you've been in that course before, right? Yeah. Anis, you've been in that course before. Mohammed, have you been in that course before? Yes. And I know there are some sisters that came. You've been in that course before. You, all the previous students here, you knew? No, you've been in that course before. And sister in the back there, I know has been in that course before. $50, sisters and brothers. Huh? Do I have any clue?
Yeah.
It's about a-thabat.
It's not I, right? I'm just saying it's okay. I don't want to mix the eye, but
Okay.
it's not I, right?
I'll put it back in my wallet. I gave you a clue and he got a part of the ayah but not all of it. So it is this ayah that he is referring to that says that Allah will give you al-qawl al-thabit. Al-qawl al-thabit, if I translate it correctly, if that is, correct me if I miss, is that firm commitment, a word that is a word of commitment. Al-qawl is what you say, right? So giving you this commitment, you know, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you al-qawl al-thabit, that في الحياة الدنيا, that Allah يثبت الله الذين آمنوا, that Allah will give you this firm word of commitment to those who believe في الحياة الدنيا, that when you are on this earth and you are committed to La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, that Allah will increase you in this sense of firmness and your commitment to it and give you al-qawl al-thabit. وفي الآخرة, where is the al-akhirah understanding? Is it at the questioning time when you are resurrected? The ulama, they say it begins in the grave. So the ayah doesn't say grave, but the mufassirin say it is the questioning in the grave that allows the believer to answer and McGregor not to be able to answer. Although he studied Islam and he knows the answer is Allah is my Rabb, that they will not be able to answer. Does it mean that everyone who is called Muhammad and Ali and Abdullah will also be able to answer? The ulama, they say also no. It has to be Muhammad and Ali and Abdullah who practiced Islam, who lived by al-qawl al-thabit, who lived by La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah when they are on this earth. Then they will be given permission to answer back and say, yes, Allah is my Rabb, and that the Quran is my book, and that Muhammad is my Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So this comes from this ayah. يثبت الله الذين آمنوا بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. Go find this ayah in the Quran. Go find this ayah. It will be your homework. Next time when we meet, maybe if you find the ayah, I might return that $50 back. If you know which surah it's from, is what I'm saying. Not just memorize. And you should really memorize this ayah, right? It is the evidence that shows that you will be asked about the Shahada and its completeness. Of course, or not asked about the Shahada, but that you have lived according to the Shahada and its completeness with the conditions. Then you will be allowed to answer back. This is Wallahu alam, and Allah knows best, but this is what the ulama, they say about this understanding of this ayah. Now, I have an interesting story, and so I'll just go over this story and